Hello, and welcome to the final installment of my Lego Tower Bridge build, set number 10214. So this is the final review. I will give my thoughts and opinions on the build. I will give my very inexpert opinions, I should say. I will also give a tour of the set and yeah, just give it overall. So before I reveal the set, which sure you've probably seen more, but before I reveal it anyway, because I need to keep it all secret and stuff like that. The first thing I want to say is that um, I very much enjoyed this build. It was my first ever very large build. Um, I've been, I think I said this in one of or in the first video, for a long time, right? Since I was a kid, and having the chance to do this was quite powerful for me. Quite, it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster ride, I suppose, for me because having wanting to have done something like this since you were a young kid, loving Legos for as long as I have, it's pretty awesome. And I suppose I can only thank my wife for shelling out the money on Christmas to get it for me, and picking that one, right, because I had a lot of Lego sets on there to try to give some variety on my Christmas list for her, and she chose this one, so she knows me all together too well. And it was a challenge, 4,295 pieces. That's a challenge. And there was some left over as well, by the way, which I thought was funny. So, without any further ado, oh, by the way, I'm representing because I live in Ireland, even though I'm American. So representing today. So, without further ado, I shall reveal Tower Bridge. Here it is in all its full glory. And these are the leftover pieces, which is quite funny, actually. There's more than I expected, and the ones that are left over, normally they give you ones that are like, the ones that are easy to lose. No, these ones I wouldn't have expected, so that's fine. Anyway, so there's Tower Bridge in all its immutable glory. Yes, excellent. So I've left the bridges up because I'm debating on how I want to do it. But I actually think it looks really cool with bridges up like that. Actually, there you go. That's cool. I've got them kind of like down as if they're partly opening, right? So I just want to take you through some of this here. So this is the bridge, looking down at it from, there you go. Should take like a stop motion thing on this or something. That's pretty cool, actually. So, and then, whoa, no, we're falling, we're dying, oh god. So, we go up here. Pretty cool to do with a phone, actually. I'd say it'd be harder to do with a camera. Sound effects included. So, there you go. So that's kind of cool. All the different intricate detail work and stuff. So while I'm kind of showing you this, like I said, I really enjoyed this build. I got immense satisfaction out of putting it together and seeing the pieces come together. I mean, the size of this build, it is stunning. I mean, that's my forearm. It's at least as high as my forearm. I'm a pretty big guy. That's like 2 foot, maybe something. I know there's dimensions, whatever, but I mean, to see it in person, stunning, right? It's really so big and it's such a centerpiece of a collection. And like I said, I kind of, it's making me want to build like London around it, right? Even though I couldn't use the standard Lego street pieces, but oh well. So there you go. So now we'll do a little zoom inside because we can use the phone. There it is, inside Tower Bridge. Actually, I'll reduce this down. There we go. Going down the road. I think this is the cool. I don't know why I'm doing this, right? But I just think this is. I think this is the cool thing I always liked about Lego, right? Was to be able to imagine yourself in there, like going through it. Like so that's why I have to do it. I have to do it. So yeah, that's it. See right in there through the windows. Should show it in here as well. and see right into the windows inside there. Show all the detail on it. So one of the cool things about this set, and I've kind of hidden over here, is actually, everybody loves the double decker bus, and I have to say it does look kind of cool for a miniature version of it. I think it'd be cool to make a big one. I know they have the VW, like they have the car series for creators and stuff. Which I don't know, I'm not mad on that. No, I mean, if you're gonna do a model one, you may do a model car, right? An actual proper model car. But anyway, I think it'd be cool to do something like this. But they're really cool, and I've also got them on the right sides of the road as well. If you notice, there we go. And some, smart person may have noticed actually that I have there's plastic still on this table. If you've seen it, I actually got this from IKEA. I had a little plug for IKEA on this one. It was €30 for the tabletop and the legs, and I mean, what a build table! So if you're actually thinking about getting one of these for the first time, and you don't know if you have space for it, or you kind of want to get some space for it, 30. I don't know how much to be in the States. $30 maybe, $35. Um, it was brilliant. I just left the plastic on so it would get scratched. Do you know what I mean? Because I just put the legs on with the plastic on it. But I mean, it's the perfect size, really great work table. The height on it. So I'm a big guy. I'm kind of used to tables being a little bit lower for me anyway. But I thought the the table surface was really good. So there you go. Plug for IKEA. More here. Yes, excellent. It's all the fine detail work in it. I suppose you get really proud of having done this yourself as well. I think that's the other side of it, knowing that you did this. I love these tension cables, right? It was I thought it was definitely more annoying than I thought it was going to be when I was putting it in there, but like putting it together once I saw it actually on the piece, it was really cool, really cool. So there you go. I love the look of it from the side. God, it's so huge. It's just massive. I mean, the width of this thing. It doesn't do justice when you're looking at it from the side. You have to look at it from this way. It's just like monster. So the final flyover. As if we were going to have her flying around Tower Bridge. Oh my god, it's going to get destroyed. And we'll leave that on there. Hello. That is my finger. Yeah, that's right. That's my finger. Stupid finger. Okay. I'm sure there's like at this very moment some like photography student like watching this video screaming at me like, "Why are you doing this?" Some video editor. Oh my god! Edit that finger out of there. Couldn't be arsed to edit the finger out. Could not be arsed. So that's it, guys. My Tower Bridge set. Peace. Do a Japanese thing there. Peace. So, like I said, I really enjoyed building this. That's like the fifth time I've said that in this one. A couple things on it I would say is that if you haven't built Lego a lot, it's probably going to be a bit of a challenge. There are definitely some more advanced techniques for building this. I'm trying to keep it in the background while I'm talking. Definitely some more advanced techniques while building this, but I think overall, if you really want to build this, you're going to enjoy it. And like I said, I think it was in the first one I did or the second one. I highly recommend building it over the course of a couple days, right? It just really, it kind of, you could see it, and you could kind of see all the stuff as it was building up, and like it's going to go on a shelf now, right? But I mean, you could see it in each piece and kind of bringing it down and the ritual of putting it together. I liked it anyway. Some people might sit down and do it in a few hours. I think you're probably doing yourself a disservice by doing that. The pieces are really intricate in there. So overall, the really good things about this tower or about this build is that the towers are robust. It's very detailed work, which is really nice. The colors are brilliant. The colored bricks are really nice. They interact well together. I like the little cars. I like the kind of contained set nature of it. I like the top bits here, these little bits there. I really like those. I thought they were really cool. And I learned a lot through doing it of build techniques, right? And I showed that through some of the videos, and so I won't go over that again. But I learned a lot in that. The only thing I would say is there are some annoying little bits about this. Some things that not take away from it, but you should be aware of. You're coming into it. very small pieces. There are a lot of them. So if you have problems with your fingers or arthritis, or whatever, that could be a little bit of a challenge. You might need some help with that. I don't think it should dissuade you, but it's just you should be aware of it. It can There are a lot of small pieces. Um, and I think that was a challenge for me in keeping together. I was really surprised. I was only missing one piece, and I'm not actually sure I was missing it because the piece was a 1x2, like one of the big 1x2s, and it was a blue one, and that would have been really hard to have missed. So I actually think it didn't come into the thing. But remember in the last video, I mentioned that there's things that are hidden inside these little white tower unit thingies right there and right there. So I actually use those to build and do the 1x2, right? And the idea behind that was, I was like, well, look, they're hidden anyway. So maybe that's the purpose of them, the purpose of them. But anyway, so little bits. The other thing as well is that some of the pieces are really, and I mentioned this in the last video, very weak to put in. Um, and these top pieces here, not the centerpiece, but these little turrets, they definitely are. Like, I mean, if you look at them now, we'll actually show you. It's so easy, just it pops off. So, like these things are really solid, but these things pop off so easy. Like it really would probably should have had on there was like, I don't know, I don't know actually how you could have done that any better. Um, so I can't really offer anything on that, but yeah, they come off so easy. It's actually ridiculous how easy they come off. Excuse me. So, um, yeah, overall, I would give. Now, this is my first build, so take that into account. But I would definitely give this build, um, I'd say a 7 to 8 out of 10. So say 7.5 out of 10. Um, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, from the sheer, I think, what I mean, as I look at it longer and as I kind of mess with it longer, I'd say that my enjoyment of it will go up. As a build, I thought it was a little bit tedious. All right, so like I said, that's why I'm kind of deducting it a little bit. I thought that, there was a little bit of tedious things in there that they didn't need to do. They potentially could have made one-off pieces, but maybe that was the whole point. But I felt like there was a little bit of tediousness in there. Um, and I'm a little bit disappointed in the blue flat base pieces. I think they're a little bit wobbly, right? I think they could have been a bit more robust, particularly for a piece of this nature and this weight. Like you have to feel it; it's quite weighty. I feel like those blue pieces should have been a little bit stronger, but yeah. So that's why I'm kind of deducting a little bit from that. And then the only other thing I'm deducting from is the weak nature of some of the pieces fitting in. So that kind of takes some enjoyment because like it's gonna be so easy. Now I'm gonna have it up on a shelf, but if you have this anywhere where anybody can get near it, like a strong breeze will knock over some of the pieces on the top, right? So it's just be cognizant of that when you're doing it, or wherever you're placing it. That some of these pieces, or sacrilege if if you know that you're gonna keep it, then maybe you glue it or use some hot glue or something like that. That's removable later on, to keep the pieces on, but. Yeah, so that's kind of why I'm deducting a little bit from it. But otherwise, from a build thing, I think it was a great first experience. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of, like I said, the build techniques, but also about how I organize pieces. Because that's the other downside this year, we're really going to have to organize. And because of all the small little pieces, there's really, like I was saying just a little bit ago, really not, a chance for you to lose them. So you have to be so careful in how you're organizing them. Now, I actually use jars with lids for some of the smaller pieces to keep them together, so I would know that if any bumped or whatever, it wouldn't come out. I would recommend that. But yeah, so that's it. That's my Tower Bridge review. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making the videos. These are mainly more for my own enjoyment to look back on and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I did that. It was Jesus. But I do hope you guys or whoever's watching gets some enjoyment out of this. And share them around, and if you have some Lego fans, or whatever, somebody wants to know what it's like from an oldie fella doing his first build. You never know. Anyway, take care. Thanks very much for watching, and this is Luke McIntosh signing off. The Lego Build.